Well, here we are at the Halton Stadium for really a crucial game for the Vikings. We've had many must-win games last season. We lost most of them and still managed to survive. But this is truly a must-win game. Newly promoted Leigh haven't won a game yet. They've been the whipping boys, really. Widnes absolutely battered them in a friendly. Got to win today. Well capable of having a good victory today. But the way things have gone over the last couple of weeks, anything can happen. The Leigh team, while they're out, will do the lineup as follows. Neil Turley at full-back. Steve Maden, Rob Jackson, Ben Cooper, John Wilshere in the backs, Jason Kent and John Duffy at half-backs. And the pack is Craig Stapleton, Paul Rowley, Darren Fleary, and behind them Mark Leafa, Ian Knott and Oliver Wilkes. On the bench for Leigh, Matt Sturm, Richard Moore, Mick Govin and Steve McCurrie. Of course, Darren Abrams is the Leigh coach. And Leigh are out on time. Widnes, for some reason, delaying the outcoming. Which probably makes it pointless me having led the Leigh team out, because he'll just fast forward to when Widnes come out. Either that or it'll be edited off the tape anyway. So just talk amongst yourselves. And here are the Vikings. They will be led out by today's mascots, Alex Smith and Jack Connor. Alex is 7 and a very keen Viking supporter, comes to every home game and as many away games as possible. And he plays for Moorfield under-8 and enjoys all other types of sport as well. Favourite players, Mick Cassidy and the Widnes captain, Terry O'Connor. Jack is also 7. He goes to Spinney Avenue School and plays for Moorfield under-8s. He watches the Vikings home and away, and his favourite player is Gary Hulse. Some changes in the Vikings lineup. Stephen Rowlands starts at full-back. In front of him, Andrew Emelio. Gary Connolly moves to the centre on his return from a hand injury alongside Aaron Moule, and the first start of Super League 10 for Adam Hughes on the wing. Paul Crook with a massive task today at standoff for the still injured Owen Craigie. It's a big game for him alongside Gary Hulse at scrum half. The pack will be Terry O'Connor, Mark Smith and Julian O'Neill, with John Stankevitch, Daniel Frame and Simon Finnigan behind them. Massive loss in the absence of Mick Cassidy, but they've got Matt Whitaker, Sala Falago, David Mills and Paul Ballard on the bench. The referee is Mr. Ashley Klein. Fasten your seatbelts and keep your fingers crossed for the next 40 minutes. Widnes against Leigh. Well, a must-win game, but this is a mustn't-lose game as well. Knock-on. It is a knock-on. Good tackle from Moule, and Leigh make the first mistake, claiming it was pinched. And Darren Fleary just having a word with Mr. Klein there. Now, Owen Craigie, well, he's standing very wide and deep. In fact, he's going outside Rowlands, and it's a move here, Hulse, but Ben Cooper came up very quickly on Crook to thwart the move. Stankevitch, can Widnes get an early score? That would be a massive confidence boost. Gary Hulse has took another knock on the nose. He broke it against Wigan. Well, who didn't? But he's struggling there. Smith, long ball out, good ball inside to Terry O'Connor. I'm not sure he was expecting that, but Paul Crook just trying to switch the angles there. Smith to Frame, not crossing. The two players in front had stopped before Frame went behind them. It's the final one for the Vikings though. Well, awkward kick. Connolly dived on the ball, he couldn't offload, so it's the turnover on the 10-metre line. Well, I must admit, from my point of view, when the fixtures came out, I thought this would be the first game that we'd win. Huddersfield away, I didn't think we would win. And London, although I didn't envisage the scoreline, I thought London would beat us by 40 points. I hope that doesn't sound too unpatriotic, but I did. And obviously we've got 2 points having beaten Bradford, but now the season for me starts in earnest. A bit more important perhaps than we would have liked it to have been. Any other season you would have thought Leigh would go down. Mind you, we said that last year about Castleford and they almost escaped the drop. Widnes defending well, though. Don't forget, last week the Vikings couldn't make a substitution after about 30 minutes due to injuries to 4 key players. That ball's ricocheted away. It sits up nicely for Stephen Rowlands, though. That's a good chase by Leigh. A great tackle by Ben Cooper. Andrew Emelio comes in off the wing, escapes from Darren Fleary, but only goes into Cooper. But he makes a few more metres and he gets the penalty. Good work by Emelio. So Terry O'Connor, 30 metres out from the Leigh line. Julian O'Neill, great change of angle by O'Neill. Second tackle. Smith to Hulse. Oh, that's a good ball and a great ball out. And Adam Hughes with his first touch in Super League scores at the corner. Well, he tried to cut inside, which was probably a good decision because there was always a chance he would be tackled on the outside, but it was a great ball out from Crook and an equally good pass from Gary Connolly. Good move by the Vikings. Adam Hughes' first Super League touch brings the try, and let's hope that's a sign of good things to come from the Widnes number 4. The Vikings take the lead after 5 minutes.
And sponsored by the Widnes Insurance Society.
I've got my young apprentice with me again this afternoon, John Moss, and Mossy, a good start for the Vikings in an important game.
It is, Gary. Widnes were smarting from last week's probably demoralising defeats at London. Obviously the same for Leigh, big local derby against Wigan on the Friday night. A lot of local pride at stake, and in the end Wigan ran out convincing winners, but Darren Abrams is going to have these boys fired up for this today's game. Even more so that the Vikings have took the lead in the first 5 minutes of the match. I'll just echo what Gary said. Big game for both teams. Smith drops the ball, but referee Ashley Klein says it goes back. Finnigan picks up the ball. Andrew Emelio again, he's not afraid to help out his forwards. Been quite impressed with him this season from the wing. Never shirks a tackle and always runs the ball in hard. A kick there from Hulse. Well, I thought for a moment there that, well, what's he given?
First knock on, did they knock it on first? I was talking to him.
Well, I thought for a minute there that the Leigh man had knocked it on. Obviously the ball was stolen by the Widnes man and he's knocked it on. Ashley Kine has gave a scrum to Leigh on their own 20.
Hughes got injured when he scored there.
I'm just told as well Adam Hughes has been replaced. He was injured when he scored the try. Youngster Paul Ballard replaces him. Stephen Rowlands moves on to the left wing. Good tackle there again by O'Connor. And his partner in crime, Julian O'Neill. Oliver Wilkes. Short kick there by Rowley. Emelio again. He tried to make some hard yards, but he couldn't get past Leafa. Widnes now under a bit of pressure from Leigh on their own line. Oh, that was a good hit by Fleary. Cracking hit there by Fleary. So Widnes on the 5th tackle. Paul Crook. It's a decent kick into space, but the bounce has benefited Turley. He picks up the ball, but he can't get past Stankevitch, Frame or Connolly.
John, that was a great defensive set by Leigh. They'll be happy with that one. And it's just maybe steadied the nerves a touch, because they had Widnes on the own line. It was a good kick by Paul Crook, but as you say, the bounce was very kind, and now they get another set of 6. The Vikings couldn't get out of defence, and the Leigh fans taking up the chant. They've struggled a bit for additional fans, getting about the same as they got in the National League One, which is a shame, really. You would have hoped that they'd picked up some new fans in Super League. But they're coming on strong here. Paul Rowley gets the ball out, chance on the outside, good hands, and the Leigh have scored. Well, the fans go wild. Widnes now know the dangers, and Leigh, perhaps even at this early stage, sensing that they could cause really what I still think would be an upset and get their first Super League win. Ian Knott, the score there, but really, John, for me that was built on the back of that very good defensive set when Widnes couldn't get off the line, forced to kick from their own 20-metre line, and from then on Leigh had every chance of scoring. I know they've not won a game, but don't we all? And the conversion is a successful one. Well, Widnes just cannot afford a home defeat to any of the relegation rivals, really, but certainly not to a team that hasn't won a game. Well, Mr. Klein causing some confusion there. High kick. Fleary, who was one of the main defenders, put a big hit in that defensive set. Well, you build your attack on your defence, and Leigh certainly did that for that score. 4-6 after the 11 minutes, and Leigh will certainly target this as a winnable game, especially in the light of Widnes's heavy defeat last week. And they're coming forward now, they've got the tails up and some momentum going. It's the final tackle. Vikings need to survive here and put a settling 6 in. Turley, high kick, that should go out. It does, it not straight out, but it'll be a tap on the 20 anyway. Stephen Rowlands, as he often does, comes in to take the first drive. Daniel Frame, well, the fans shout for the high tackle. Ashley Klein says it was on his shoulder. O'Neill thought about the pass, in the end played safe. Now the penalty. Hand in there, I think, or does he give offside? Is he... Widnes needs to score next and hit back. Terry O'Connor makes 10. Julian O'Neill looking for the next one. Makes another 10 virtually. Hulse out wide. Well, there was a gap there just outside Mark Leafa. Hulse going himself, steps away again. Good work by the Widnes scrum half. Mark Smith, great ball, oh yes, Alan Moule, what a ball though from Mark Smith. That's the way to score. He ran at the defence, stood them up, and a great pass to Alan Moule. The Vikings hit back. That's how you answer a shock score. Get one back. Well, he scored twice last week. He was very unlucky not to have a third against the Broncos 2005 last week. And it is a great kick from Paul Crook. So Widnes 10-6 ahead. John, that was an important score, I think, for Widnes' confidence as much as anything else. Had to go ahead, had to score next, because I think if Leigh had scored next, then we may have panicked.
You're not wrong there, Gary. There was a good spell of pressure from Leigh even. Immediately before the try that they scored. Frame of a half chance there to get through, but he's brought down by Leafa, who's took a knock in the process. Smith now makes a break from that in half-back. He's got Hulse on his right-hand side, but the pass couldn't find Hulse. And now Leigh have picked up and they're back on the counter with Turley. And he's brought down by Stankevitch and Connolly. Wilshere from that in half-back there. Skirts from the play the ball down the left-hand side. Kent to Fleary. There's a short ball there, there's a gap for Ian Knott. If you can get the ball away. It was a great tackle there by Rowlands. Leigh had a three-man overlap, a big gap on the outside. Rowlands saves the day there, and I think he's took a knock in the process. O'Connor again. He's currently topping the Opta stats with the most yards gained in Super League this season. Typically leading from the front. It's a good kick there by Crook, forcing Turley back. And a good tackle there by Finnigan. Well, Widnes are being penalised for the offside. I think it was Moule.
John, I think that's just another example of referees confusing players. The referees go back 12 and let the players stand in front of them, and then suddenly pull the players up for not being 10. Well, how can a player know if he's 10 metres back if the referee is going back 12? Because he stands in front of the ref. Sometimes he's offside, sometimes he's not. It's a guessing game. Richard Moore has come on for Darren Fleary. Well, Leafa almost went through a gap there. He gets the ball out, and Leigh attacking well. Long ball, chance on the outside. Round the back, Emelio, great tackle on Cooper. Had to be because there was a three-man outside. John Wilshere was outside. Widnes standing off a bit there, though. Now they need to move forward. If the Widnes line goes forward here, Leigh could lose ground. Turley, tackled by Hulse and Terry O'Connor. Well, Widnes just giving too much space to Paul Rowley, and Turley gets the ball out. Well, is it a double knock on? I think the first one was off Emelio. It was. Widnes are just giving Paul Rowley, the number 9, though, far too much space from behind the play the ball. He's taking the ball forward, picking his options, and Leigh come up with a back-to-back set there, but it could have been much worse for the Vikings because Turley almost jinked his way over. Well, as long as Leigh stay in with a sniff here, they're going to be dangerous. A quick move from the base of the scrum from Ian Knott. 6 metres out from the Widnes line. Dummy, great tackle by Frame. But Leigh still with men outside. Well, surely that went forward. No, it went a mile forward. It was inventive from Turley, but it went behind his back and in front of his front. But Leigh, well, they're putting up a fight here, and Widnes need to ride the storm, weather the storm, whatever the saying is. Get out of defence. When we attack, we manage to score against Leigh, which is a good sign, but it's getting up there that's the difficult part at the moment. Terry O'Connor again makes another 10 metres. Well, he's been pushed down, and Ashley Klein had no option there. And Julian O'Neill has come off, and David Mills has come on for the Vikings. Crook, that's a good kick for touch onto the Leigh 40. Smith to Mills. Good drive by Mills, makes 10 metres. Got away with that, I'm not convinced he played the ball. Good inside ball, good support. Oh, well, Widnes maybe just forcing it. It was good play and good support from Ballard, but I'm not sure we had to force that final pass in that situation. Mark Leafa's lost his hat again, and I think he's injured again. But Widnes really just need a couple of sets where they get to the kick. It's not important right now to score every time we get the ball. Been defending a lot in the last 10 or 15 minutes. We need a good kick set. We could have put Leigh under pressure on their own line there. That's just my opinion. We need to be a bit smarter. Kick through, it's a kick chase. The ball bounces awkwardly for Ballard. It's not going to go dead, and that's a great chase. Well, that was a great kick from John Duffy, and an equally good chase from Steve Maden, I think it was, who caught Ballard. John, I didn't think that ball was ever going to go dead. Well, it didn't, obviously.
Yeah, you're right there, Gary. I think Paul, he hesitated just a touch, and it was enough time for the Leigh attackers, if you like, to force him behind the line. And Crook now will drop out from under his sticks. Stapleton makes a good 15 yards there. He's brought down by Mills and Stankevitch. Strong run in there from Richard Moore. Kent. Leafa there with a short ball, but he's brought down by Crook. Makes a change there. His skull cap's actually stayed on. Oh. And Wilshere could be in the corner. Well. Klein gives a try. Not quite sure what he was pausing for there, but it all came from that kick from John Duffy, forcing Paul Ballard behind his line. Leigh now hit back again. 23 minutes gone in the first half, and it's Widnes Vikings 10, Leigh Centurions 10, and Neil Turley is to take this kick from the touchline.
And lost possession, and Leigh set up the attack and scored. Widnes need to steady the ship. There was one of the coaches on Sky, I'm not sure if it was Ian Millward last week. That's a great kick, and Turley has kicked Leigh back into the lead. But one of the coaches on Sky saying that when you get into this situation and the opposition get a roll on, what you'll be looking for there as a coach is just a few steady sets, play out your sixes, get to a kick, just while you reorganise and get your breath back. Widnes didn't do that, and they've paid the penalty. Richard Moore gets the ball out. Well, the tackle continued on him, but the ball had gone. He did well to get the ball out. That's great work by Connolly, and Stankevitch comes in, but Leigh are picking up the game 10% now. Widnes obviously trying to do likewise. 25 minutes gone. And again, Rowley goes from half-back. Widnes need to tighten up on this marker defence. There he goes again. He's a handy lad. Well, Hulse managed to hang on, and Stankevitch came in with a crucial assist. And Stankevitch again, and Hulse involved in that tackle. Final one. And again, that's a good kick over the top. Emelio does well, but it's offside. Wilshere, not the 10. Not too sure why Ballard's gone to full-back and Rowlands gone onto the wing. I think Ballard played on the wing against Warrington in the friendly. One of the warm-up games anyway. Had a very good game on the wing. But obviously, Frank Endicott got something in mind there. Terry O'Connor. Well, that silly play from Cooper. He's never going to get away with that. O'Connor fighting to get up. And Sala is warming up for the Vikings. O'Connor again, look at that, wants the next dive, and that's a high tackle. Well, Cooper, that's 2 now on O'Connor. Mr. Klein needs to do something about Tommy Cooper. So Widnes really gifted. 80 metres there by one Leigh player, by Cooper. And again, O'Connor takes the ball in. He's done 3 drives now in succession, Terry O'Connor. He's loving it. Mills. Oh, Mills burst through the tackle. Richard Moore knocked Daniel Frame out the way. Smith to Hulse. Oh, long ball out. And Emelio stops it with his foot. And he scores. Oh, great inventive play by Andrew Emelio. You could see what the Vikings were looking for. It was a good idea, but a poorly executed pass. But intelligent stuff by Andrew Emelio. I think Wayne Rooney would have been pleased with that little knockdown, and he managed to get there before the ball went over the line. The Vikings take the lead with 11 minutes to go. Beep. Sala comes on for the Vikings, and Daniel Frame takes a well-earned rest as Paul Crook looks to put Widnes further ahead. 14-12, 11 minutes left. That's a great effort and a great kick. It's over. Fantastic kick by Crook. He held his nerve. Well, it would be nice to think that Widnes can score next and stop this yo-yo effect here. Terry O'Connor powers in. Andrew Emelio comes in off the wing, makes a good few metres. Mills, he's making the defence work hard again, as he has done all season when he's come on. Smith, Finnigan changed his angle to get to that ball. It didn't produce anything. Max Sturm's come on for Craig Stapleton for the Centurions. That could be an important substitution. He's a tough player, Matt Sturm. Oh, great kick. That's a great kick from Crook. Composure. Has it gone? It's not gone. Well, everyone's clapping, but it's not gone. Great tackle. Good chase by Alan Moule. Everybody else more or less, apart from Rowlands, had stopped the chase, thinking it was going into touch. But the chase made that into an excellent kick. It would have been a great touch finder, except it didn't find touch. Widnes need to keep Leigh here now. Oh, but the ball's out. Widnes Leigh keeping the ball alive. Now they're looking to move it wide. Oh, great tackle by Crook. He didn't take the dummy. If he had done, then it could have been Duffy sprinting away. Ballard. Well, look at that for the chase. Well, not a lot that Ballard could do there. I think the Leigh fans were claiming for the knock-on, but they've got the dropout anyway. It was a good kick by Duffy and a great chase. High kick. Sturm, first involvement for him. Wilshere. Tommy Martin on the pitch down there shouting some kindly instructions out to his Leigh players. Rowley, and look at that again from half-back. He's close to the line. Widnes have got to tighten up that marker position. He's doing it time and again. Knock on. Well, that was unfortunate there for whoever the Leigh player was. Jason Kent, I think, just took his eye off the ball as he was looking for where he was going to pass to. Ian Knott's down injured behind the scrum. Ashley Klein just, well, he's not going to wait for Knott. Long ball out, that's it, inventive stuff. Good step by Alan Moule. He had Rowlands outside him, a quick play the ball too. Good hands, Rowlands steps inside. Sensible decision from the Widnes winger. He wouldn't make it down the outside. Widnes fans shouting for offside against Duffy. Hulse ducks under the tackle. Great spell of attack. Ian Knott is coming off for Leigh, by the way. Sala, can he break the tackle? No, but he gets the ball out, and Whitaker goes in by the sticks. Oh, great ball from Sala, and Matt Whitaker. Well, he just came on unannounced, I think, for John Stankevitch, who's lying down by the touchline near the bench. I don't know if that's because he's tired or because he's injured, but it was a great work for them, Sala, and a lovely pass. Well finished by Whitaker. That's more like it for the Vikings. John, that's more like it from the Vikings. It was good play in the lead up to that. We came out of defence, really. Coming from that terrible mistake by Jason Kent, an unforced knock-on, and Leigh have paid heavily for that, but it was good work by Widnes.
I thought Leigh were a bit unlucky there, Gary. I think it was John Stankevitch. The Widnes markers weren't square. The Leigh fans were appealing for a penalty. Paul Crook takes the conversion. 35 minutes gone in the first half. Now Widnes 22, Leigh 12. Yeah, as I was saying, Gary, I think Leigh were a little unlucky not to get a penalty there. The Widnes player, I don't think, was square. The Leigh fans are crying out for a penalty. Jason Kent dropped the ball. A bit of inventive move from the scrum involving Crook and Moule. Sent Widnes 40 yards, and from that play, obviously, we've seen Whitaker race over There's the man in question again. Mills again, he's been an eager beaver today. It's a great ball out by Hulse to Moule. Moule evades the tackles from the Leigh centre, but he's dragged down inches away from the touchline, just 22 yards out. Well, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. The touch judge is on. He's certainly not gone in touch. I think he's seeing an incident at the play ball, Gary.
John, I hope it was the Leigh player that gave the afters, not Alan Moule, because Alan Moule did well to stay in field. The touch judge had a good look, waved play on, said he wasn't in touch. And yeah, Leigh have spoken out of turn there. Stupid play really, because the touch judge was stood right next to him. He did get down to have a look whether the drag had taken Moule into touch. And John Duffy obviously either said something to Moule or to the touch judge. Yeah, talking to the touch judge and Widnes. Sensibly, I think, keep the pressure on Leigh. Hopefully, for a good set of 6. Makes more sense than going for goal from there. Hulse, Sala inside, tries to break the tackle, almost got the pass out, but it was well cut off by Oliver Wilkes. Ballard, the ball goes forward, says Ashley Klein, and Widnes' chance to keep the pressure on goes begging. 2.5 minutes left of normal time in this very topsy-turvy first half, nail-biting really for both sets of fans. Leigh perhaps with more to shout about than Widnes, just if only because they're not used to having a chance of winning games in Super League. Widnes on the edge of our seats at the moment. Although I do think that one more score from the Vikings, if we can score next, would do it. But Leigh breaking away, Cooper, well, where's he going, as somebody once said? He's lost the ball. Well, Tommy Cooper, just like that. He did everything right and then did everything wrong. And he's put his teammates back under immense pressure, just as it looked as if Widnes had let them off the hook. If the Vikings could score from this, it could be the game breaker. Whitaker. Oh. Well, again, Widnes forcing the pass really when what we need was a good set of 6. I know I just said if Widnes could score it would be the game breaker, but that was just me getting excited. Really, what we needed was a good set of 6 and turn the ball over on their line and make Leigh work hard out of defence. We just let them off the hook, they let us off the hook, and now we've let them off the hook again. One side or another needs to get to a steady set of 6 here. Well, tackle not completed, and the ball somehow comes out of the tackle. Smith gets away with a little bit of delaying tactics there. Good tackle by Mills and Finnigan. Short side attack, Moore. Oh, great tackle by Whitaker. He burst through Sala. Well, it had to come. Widnes got away with it 2 or 3 times there, just on the edge, but, you know, really pushed it. And again, I just think we need to be a bit smarter than that in these circumstances. We're 10 points behind with a minute to go. We should be on the Leigh line, defending down there, and we're not. Kent. Out to Duffy. Well, the first knock on surely came off a Leigh player. Yes, it did. We're now into stoppage time. Possibly the last chance for the Vikings to attack out of defence in this half. That was good defence by Widnes. The pass, I thought, also was a bit too much of a bullet pass. Hulse sensibly takes the tackle, and there it is, the final hooter. Well, it's balanced on a knife edge still with the Vikings 10 points ahead. Tries from Hughes, Moule, Emelio and Whitaker. 2 for Leigh from Knott and Wilshere. 22-12 at half time. Can Widnes step on the gas in the second half? We'll have to wait and see. So the team's out for the second half. 22-12 to the Vikings. Massive 40 minutes to come now. It would be ideal if Widnes could score next. 28-12 would be a big ask for Leigh to come back from. And O'Connor, well, starts the half as he finished the first half. Well, not just finished it, he played for the whole of the first half, making massive yards and a big impact. Filago trying to use his power to get through the line, but Steve McCurrie makes the tackle. Finnigan, good work by Finnigan. Hand off, gained him a few more metres. Aaron Moule looks for the step. Final one for Widnes. Well, what will Paul Crook do here? Kicks for the corner. That's a good kick away from the fullback. Goes touching goal though, so tap on the 20. Widnes would like a big defensive set here. Be interesting to see whether the markers tighten up on Paul Rowley, because he is dominating things there behind the play of the ball. And there he is again, short side. John Wilshere. Well, penalty. Well, Wilshere seems to be about to play that ball very quickly, and too quickly for there to have been an infringement, but he looked at Ashley Klein, and Ashley Klein immediately blew the whistle. So Widnes' good defensive set goes out the window. Moore manages to keep hold of that. Oh, great tackle by Mills. Finnigan did well to hang on. Mills did very well to get in there to complete that tackle. Steve McCurrie, he's lost the ball. The knock-on is given. Good tackle, good work by Mills. McCurrie obviously claiming that there was a hand in there. Well, I can't possibly give that to Leigh. He has done. How could Widnes knock on when Leigh had the ball unless a Widnes player knocked it out of his hand, which in the two-man tackle should have been a penalty. I'm mystified by that decision. Richard Moore has been called over. Well, a great chance for Leigh to attack again. Third time in succession. Nobody behind the play of the ball, but Rowley gets there first. Widnes have got to be alert here. Kent. Out to Duffy. Flat ball to McCurrie. Rowley again takes the ball forward. Duffy, good hands. It must be a try. Oh, well, a great tackle from Ballard. But why did he change direction there, the ball carrier? If he'd have kept going for the sticks, he would have been in, I'm sure. Inside ball, good step by Turley, but he goes into the arms of Whitaker. Tense defence from the Vikings. Ballard's lost the ball. That's going to be a penalty. Well, Ballard was under some pressure there. Still don't quite understand why Stephen Rowlands has been moved away from that full-back position. Paul Ballard's first Super League start for Widnes. He's in a position of some pressure there. Moore going for the line. Rowley gets the ball out. Well, good defence, and Matt Sturm with nowhere to go there, really. Switch, the line needs to come up this side, it does so. Duffy to Moore, trying to use the big man. He sucks four players in. Leigh looked to move it wide. McCurrie knocks on, and Widnes can breathe easy for the minute. Yeah, we're just noticing Adam Hughes is sat on the bench, but he's got his training shoes on, so it doesn't look like he'll be taking any further part in this game. Oh, Rowlands does well there. It was an awkward play, the ball. Ballard claiming that he was being pushed back. There's a bit of a flop on there as well from Kent. Whitaker, good step, takes him half through the tackle. Widnes still looking short side. Sala goes there, but O'Connor wants it on the open side. Oh, that's a great step from Terry O'Connor. Well, where did he get that one from? Looked like Phil Ford there for the minute in full flight for our older viewers. Good hands, and Finnigan sensibly doesn't continue the passing movement. It's the final one. Well, he'd waved back to one, which was a bad decision, and fortunately for Leigh, Paul Crook didn't see him, but he did wave back to one then, John. It never was, because we just kicked the ball and it hit one of the Leigh players. But Leigh got away with it there, I think. And Crook, well, he hardly had time to look up. He was just struggling to get the kick, and you can't blame him for not seeing Mr. Klein wave it back to one, especially when you're not expecting it to be waved back. Widnes, better defence here. This is where you want to be defending the ball in the opposition half. Kent takes it in. I think that's the third tackle. Darren Fleary's come back on. Hall gets a lovely ball out to Duffy. The fans shout for the forward, but that it would have been harsh if it had been given forward. Turley chips it awkwardly, but Finnigan first to the act. It's a good attacking set from Leigh. They managed to get out of their own half and turn over on our 20. Leigh are working much better from acting half-back than the Vikings at the moment. Or I should say from marker position. Again, Terry O'Connor takes a high tackle. Look, how many times is Terry going to get smashed like that illegally before Mr. Klein does something other than give a penalty? He comes off for the well-deserved rest. A tremendous ovation. Julian O'Neill goes on. Falago. There's O'Neill, just short of the halfway line. Mills again makes the defence work hard. McCurrie turns him down though and manages to slow him down a bit. Smith bounces off two. That's the fourth tackle, I think. Hulse wants the ball, it gets it. Inside to O'Neill, his second drive in that set of six, and Widnes get to the completion tackle. And chip over the top, and that's a great kick. Oh, well, eventually Steve Maden just about recovered in time. Good work by Rowlands though. That was a good set of six for Widnes. They settled it down, I think, there, John.
They did, Gary, they needed to. If they weren't going to score first, they'd need to keep Leigh out for the first 10 or 15 minutes so this second half. I think Frank Endicott will be the slightly happier of the two coaches going into the second half, only by this 10-point lead. But Fialongo drags Wilshere down. Leigh made a good 40 yards there from that set. Duffy pins the ball back into the own Widnes 10-yard line. Emelio again picks the ball up. Makes a good 10 yards. Connolly with a short ball there to Whitaker. Again, he goes blind down the right-hand side. Brought down by Ben Cooper. Replacement there for Terry O'Connor. Julian O'Neill. Stankevitch there. He's just replaced David Mills, who's impressed me with the good 25-minute spell that he's had. Hulse straight down the throat of Turley. He follows his own kick up. This second half is Oh. Well, Daniel Frames just took a hit there from Fleary. I think there was a clash of heads there, Gary.
Yeah, I think there's a misunderstanding between the two Leigh players, and Fleary went into them both, into Daniel Frame and the Leigh player, and Frame took a bad knock. As it's not Frame actually, it's Mark Smith, I think, John, that's down injured. Due to the fact that Daniel Frame's not on the pitch. Got me fooled for a minute then. But Smith took it full in the face. Well, Widnes can't really afford to lose the scrum half. Smith still down, the physio's happy though, he's gone back to the bench. And I think is it Matt Sturm, the Leigh player that's injured? Or is it Duffy? It's Duffy, I think, yep. Now what tackle are we on? Is it 4? I've lost count now. Duffy still looks a bit groggy. Short side attack, McCurrie against Crook. Crook just hangs on. McCurrie's legs pumping. That's the 4th tackle. There's Duffy showing no ill effects from that clash. Final one. Tip over. Sits up nicely for Emelio in the end, thankfully. Gary Hulse. Ashley Klein instructing Emelio to get up. It's easier said than done when you've got 2 players on your back. Big hit from Darren Fleary on Matt Whitaker. "52 minutes gone. Good work from Gary Hulse. Well, Mr. Klein struggling to get Leigh to stay on side. Widnes just driving forward in this set of 6. Need a good kick here now from Crook. Good chase by Fleary, but Crook keeps his calm. Although it goes not exactly straight to Turley, but he takes it on the run. Good work by Matt Whitaker. Didn't take the dummy. Daniel Frame comes back on for Widnes. Sala Falago goes off. Cooper looking for gaps in the Widnes defence. Matt Sturm. Kent gets the ball out, chance on the outside here. Oh, great work by Alan Moule. He had to get in there. Widnes were caught 4 against 2 on this outside. The covers come now. The kick goes into touch. So it'll be scrum for the Vikings. Well, 13 minutes played in this half, still no score. Still convinced that if Widnes can score next, that would tie the game up. Just think while Leigh are within 10 points, they've always got a sniff. Penalty is given to the Vikings. Leigh not only offside but breaking up the scrum as well. Just about the whole team then becoming offside. Paul Crook kicks the ball to touch on the halfway line. Finnigan anxious to get on with the game. He's come short side for some reason, just to maybe put our hearts in our mouths. He's 10 metres from the touchline, or 5 metres from the touchline, but still. Julian O'Neill, McCurrie in there to slow things down. Hulse tries to step through. The ball almost stolen, but Gary Hulse manages to hang on. Good work. Oh, well, Daniel Frame had 3 men outside him. If the ball had gone, it would almost certainly have been a score for Widnes, although on the other hand, if the ball had stuck in the hands of Ben Cooper, it would almost certainly have been a score for Leigh. Thankfully, it was a knock-on. Paul Crook's trying to organise something, I think, from the scrum. Ashley Klein just telling the Leigh pack to stay bound. Long ball out to Moule. Well, he thought about the pass to Steve Rowland, but maybe not wanting to force it on the first tackle. Rowland goes sideways looking for the gap. Julian O'Neill. Good work by O'Neill. Can Hulse get to the line? Yes, he can. It was back to one because it came off a Leigh player as O'Neill tried the flick pass out the back, and Gary Hulse was first to the act. He had men outside, but he didn't need them. Thankfully, on 55 minutes, the Vikings get the next score, and this should put us 28-12 ahead. Game not over yet, though, still a long way to go. I remember the game here, John, when Phil Lard was in charge against Leigh. It was, I think, in the season just before Super League started, when we knew we weren't going in, and we were getting beat by Leigh then. I think Andy Courier scored with about 30 seconds to go, and we were all jumping up and down. We thought we'd won, and then Leigh got the ball off the kick-off and went the full length and scored. So nothing's ever certain in this game. Widnes lost that one, but 28-12, hopefully, should be enough. (28-12) means Leigh have to score 3 unanswered tries. Could happen, I suppose. Hopefully it won't. Good spell by the Vikings though, John. Some good steady sets of 6 and a good finish in the end from Hulse.
It did, Gary. We said in the first half that Widnes needed to complete the sets, put Leigh under a bit of pressure on their own line. And we did say again that the first 15 minutes of this second half would be crucial. Widnes needed to score first, put the noses further ahead, a 16-point gap now with Leigh. They need to score 3 times to get back in the lead. Try score to Gary Hulse. It's good yards there by Matthew Whitaker. Widnes get on a roll now, come on. Julian O'Neill. A tackle there by Fleary. Stankevitch out to Crook. He's brought down by Leafa. Hulse. It's a good kick. Forces Turley back into his own corner. He makes 9-10 yards. It's a good tackle there by Finnigan and Stankevitch. He needs to sustain this pressure now, do Widnes. Well, the Leigh fans even were appealing that Daniel Framer crept up too early. Ashley Klein, though, disagreed. Well, it's a silly penalty to give away the...
We got penalised against London. We got penalised against London for exactly the same thing. The same thing happened, but we had the ball, and the referee said we never got on our feet and played the ball. And now he's saying that we were holding down, and there's just so much inconsistency in the game.
Rowley. Leafa there was the dummy runner. Fleary. Rowley out to Kent. Hint of a forward pass there. Cooper steps in field, though he's brought down by Mark Smith. Maden. It's a half break there, but Finnigan checks his progress and Stankevitch brings him down. Leafa, there was a hint of a shepherd in there with, I think it was Rowley. Leigh now have a chance to hit back. And it could well be a try. Well, Hulse off in there. The short ball to Leafa, he quickly played the ball. Rowley flung a short ball out to Stapleton. And Leigh needed to reply immediately. And they have done.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to stop Stapleton from there, but for me it was the play before that. Rowley, again, he went 5 metres from behind the play of the ball. He's running at space. The Widnes defence seems to be standing off him, and it gives him all the time in the world to decide what to do, and he's making ground for Leigh. Well, Moule tempted to pull him into touch, but Ashley Klein shouted to him to let him up. Second tackle, Darren Fleary. Well, nobody's worked harder than him in the Leigh cause this afternoon. That's the third tackle. And Leigh have got the tails up again. Mark Leafa, short side attack, kick over the top, it goes straight out, thankfully. Finnigan took a knock there. Well, Widnes making very hard work of this afternoon. I suppose you've got to give Leigh credit for that, and Mark Leafa's come out the scrum. The line had come up as well. Ashley Klein sent them back, but nobody went back. Got to give Leigh credit for making it difficult today, but they're fighting for their lives, as are Widnes, of course. David Mills is on the warm-up bike. I wonder whether that means he's coming back on or whether he just wants to keep warm. Stankevitch, good step, takes him away from one, gets the ball out to Hulse. There's nobody in support of Hulse. It was a great ball from Stankevitch, good support from Gary Hulse. Final one for the Vikings. Mark Smith gets the long ball out. Alan Moule gets it out to Rowlands. Rowlands kicks over the top. And Turley's tackle behind the line. Good spell. Oh, good play from the Vikings on the final tackle. Good work by Alan Moule and an intelligent kick by Steve Rowlands. So Widnes get a back-to-back set of 6. Can they capitalise on it? Stankevitch, who set up that move. Gary Hulse directing the traffic, wants Widnes in the middle. Stankevitch again beats the first tackle. Julian O'Neill. Hulse wants the ball, doesn't get it though. Well picked up by Paul Crook, tries to step inside. Now Widnes will move it wide. Moule, Terry O'Connor's come back on, out to Hulse, kick through, oh great kick, can Connolly get there? Oh no, but Emelio can, and he gets it down over the line. A great kick and a great take by Andrew Emelio. He attacked the ball, the bounce went behind him, but somehow he managed to reach out, turn away from the line, then turn back to the line. The Vikings increase the lead again, 32 points to 18, with the kick to come.
Yes, Gary, it was great work by Gary Hulse there. Derek Fox-esque kick even. Struggled to get that out then. And Emelio, he pounced on that ball.
If we're kicking from around the halfway line, I'd put the ball in touch and walk to the scrum. Great kick, it's over. That is a super kick from a young man in only his first Super League start. Came off the bench last week, but he's showing nerves of steel this afternoon, Paul Crook. 34-18. Well, I'm not just saying this now, John, but I did before the game say that we should put 40 on Leigh. I didn't actually predict how many they would put back on us, although I have done that somewhere on one of my score forecasts. Can't remember. I think I said it would be 40-12. But I'd settle for 40 points to 18, certainly. It's not been the classiest of performances, but Widnes are grinding this out and hanging in there. Terry O'Connor inside to Hulse, who steps under the high tackle. Craig Stapleton, well, it's a good job Gary Hulse was a bit smaller and didn't have a bit more hair on his head because it was a high tackle. Smith down the short side, kicks through, that's going to go straight to the full back. Great chase by Daniel Frame. That's a crucial chase by Frame because Turley had space in front of him and he's dangerous. Frame again, Desire. This is Moule, comes on for Darren Fleary for the Centurions. Leigh go down the short side. Oliver Wilkes just taking his time to take that ball in. It's the final one. Well, the centre and winger on that side looked to be offside, but Ballard takes it comfortably anyway. Great run back. Good return, but he's lost the ball. Well, he's claiming it was pinched. Well, he ran it back very well, but then somehow lost the ball in the tackle. And Widnes again under pressure. The ball out from Mark Leafa. Penalty against Finnigan for the alleged holding down.
Replacement for Leigh Centurions, leaving the field number 12, Oliver Wilkes. Replacement number 16, McCurrie.
Well, 12 minutes to go, and still not too late for anything to happen in the next half hour. Oh, good work by Stankevitch. He came up very quickly to cut out the pass. Kent, Hulse does well, but Widnes, Penn back on the line. Leigh with the forward momentum. Kent, dummies. His dummy takes him past one. Can he get to the line? He holds the ball out in one hand. Widnes claiming for the knock-on, but it's not given. McCurrie gets the ball out, and Turley gets past Connolly. Oh, great ball out from Turley. Oh, great tackle by Emelio, but it's not good enough. The try is scored in the corner. It was a brilliant tackle from Connolly, but Turley somehow got the ball out. A brilliant tackle from Emelio, but also the pass was made. John Wilshere puts the ball down in the corner. When we get down there.
12 points behind now, 10 minutes to go. Ideally we can keep Leigh down on this line. And then possibly score from the next set to give more daylight between the two sides. As Wilkes takes the ball in. Oh, it's a good break there from Maden. And a short ball to Leafa. Leifa's going to skirt under the posts. Well, we're our own worst enemies sometime. We had hoped to pin Leigh on their own line, but a great break by Maden. He drew the fullback Ballard, and Leafa raced 25 metres under the sticks. And Leigh, Gary, are back in the game.
Well, they are. We thought when we were 16 points ahead that would be enough, but I did say that anything could happen, John, and now with 7-8 minutes to go, Leigh are just going to be 6 points behind. And now they've got the advantage because they've scored the last 2 tries. That puts them on the up and us on the back foot. Surely the Vikings can't throw this one away. It's unthinkable. You can't get beat at home, John, by a side that hasn't won a Super League game all season. It's not allowed. But somebody forgot to tell Leigh that. First tackle, I'm going to count every tackle between now and the final hooter. And it was just one step through by Govin, which caused the damage there. Leigh know they've got a chance. Moore almost got the pass out. Well, he never played the ball and he was on his feet. There was nobody touching him there. Widnes, well, a bit of a let-off really. It just takes the pressure off. I've seen them penalties given the other way, as I said before. One against Widnes last week in the same situation. But I think that time it was quite clear that no Widnes player had hold of him and he just tried to play the ball a bit too quickly for his own good. 6 minutes to go. Can the Vikings score again? Can the Vikings hang on? Will the Vikings go for the drop goal? I hate to sound like Steve-O, but I'll take anything at the moment if we get 2 points from this game. Sala goes forward. Finnigan, Frame, tried to step through. Terry O'Connor takes Widnes forward. Paul Crook standing deep. He's going for the drop goal. Did it touch a Leigh player? Yes, he's given it. Well, it could be crucial. But again, Paul Crook, John, showing what a calm player he is.
Yeah, he's impressed me today. Paul Crook, youngster from Blackbrook. I watched him a couple of weeks ago in the academy game against Hull at home, and he's playing in the hooking position. And he could well have won the match today for Widnes with that crucial drop goal. Fire there evades a couple of the tacklers, but he can't evade Leafa. And Widnes lose a couple of yards. But I don't think they'll be worried about that. As we said all day, Gary, I think completion's the key.
Well, certainly is now with 5 minutes to go and 7 points ahead. You need to keep possession. And as I say, I would kick for touch. Get it down in their half. Don't give Leigh a chance to run the ball back at a tired, broken defensive line. Make them work from a scrum. Well, I think Crook was going for touch there, but it bounced straight into the arms of Craig Stapleton, who beats one tackle. Matt Sturm, penalty for not standing square. 3 minutes left. Well, there's 5 minutes on the stadium clock. I make it 3 minutes. Mark Leafa throws the ball back. Moule gets the ball out also, but good reaction from Daniel Frame to make the tackle. McCurrie, knock on, and Connolly picks up. Good reaction by Connolly, takes the pressure off the Vikings. He took a high tackle there for my money. Richard Moore flies in. More. How do you like it? Been waiting to get that one in all day. Terry O'Connor. Daniel Frame loses possession. It's play on. Well, I don't know what is. Andrew Emelio doesn't know what he's done wrong. 6,026 is the attendance. Well, if you like excitement and edge of your seat stuff, you've had your money's worth today. Terry O'Connor, indisputably, is the undisputed man of the match for the Vikings. I guess Leigh will get 2 more chances to attack in this game. Three minutes left on the stadium clock. Was that a knock-on from McCurrie? Well, if it was, he got away with it. That's a knock-on. And Widnes survive. Matt Sturm, I think, the guilty player on that occasion. Well, it's hard to know what to take from this game. It's not been the greatest, the most stylish performance by either side, but both sides trying to slug it out. Leigh desperately fighting for life in a game that I'm sure they targeted as a winnable match after Widnes' heavy defeat last week at the hands of London 2005 Broncos. Short ball to O'Connor, and he's showing there why he's the man of the match. Still going strong. Look at that. He must have made 15 metres there from a short pass. He was tackled as soon as he took the ball and still made 15 metres. Frame. Final one for the Vikings. Hulse kicks for the corner. And it doesn't go dead. And well, Hulse, great chase from Hulse and Emelio. Couldn't get them before the line, or behind the line, I should say. We're now into stoppage time, according to the stadium clock. 2 minutes left of that stoppage time. Long ball out. Leigh will try anything now to snatch the points from the Vikings. Oh, great tackle by Largo. The ball's kept alive though, and Turley takes it forward. Man outside. Great tackle from Emelio. He flew in off the wing, and he's got the ball one-on-one. That's great defence from Andrew Emelio. You know, John, there was a comment on the unofficial website, something about Andrew Emelio not being able to tackle. I think these guys watch the game with their eyes shut sometimes. He showed there what a great defender he is, and Connolly goes down the short side. Keeps the ball alive. He wasn't tackled. Whitaker. Widnes hammering at the door. Sala for Largo just uses his power. Takes the ball forward. Mark Smith is injured. He's just walking groggily back to the line. Crook. Well, Finnigan did well to take that. I'm not sure who it was intended for. Aaron Moule, will he go himself from there? Suspect he might. Gary Hulse down the short side. Kick. It came off more, but I don't think he played it.
Just a reminder, the next game registrars tomorrow afternoon at 2:30.
It's a Leigh head and ball. We're now on the 80 minutes. Well, far too close for comfort this game. Widnes maybe had opportunities to tie it up, although having said that, missing a couple of key players in Mick Cassidy and Owen Craigie. But there is the final hooter, and hallelujah for that one. The Vikings, albeit not in a classy style, still take the 2 points at home to Leigh as they had to. And that's a difference from last year already, because Widnes lost games at home that they had to win last year. Tries in the first half from Hughes. It was his only involvement in the game. 1 touch, scored, got hurt and went off. Moule, Emelio and Whitaker. And then in the second half, Gary Hulse, Emelio grabbed his second. Leigh made it interesting with tries from Stapleton, Wilshere and Leafa. But a crucial drop goal just give Widnes some breathing space from an excellent performance from young Paul Crook at standoff in his first Super League start. Man of the match, Terry O'Connor. Attendance 6,026. Don't forget, next game for the Vikings is the Wellington Wolves away on Tuesday, Easter Tuesday. We'll see you then.